What's up everybody, this is Yeeflex and this is the behind the scenes video for my song Albion. So just a quick intro thing, I haven't done a behind the scenes video in a while because I haven't had the software to run a screen recorder, but recently I found a program to have a screen recorder or run a screen recorder, so I'm gonna start doing these behind the scenes videos as often as I can. No promises that they're gonna be constant, but I'll try and do them as often as I can, as I said. So today we're gonna be looking at the song off the Maverick EP called Albion. This song came out 2 or 3 years ago on that EP, and according to my SoundCloud, this is the most successful song. So I'm going to do a short behind the scenes video kind of highlighting the stuff that I think is cool in this song. So the first thing that I think is pretty cool in the song is the bass sounds that I used. So the bass sounds that I did use for the song are this operator bass that I made myself, this massive bass which is called Homemade Bass Growl 1 that I made myself in massive. That's a cool bass, and then these like modified versions of the first bass growl for like alternate bass growls. So to go into a little bit more depth about these bass growls, as you can see when I solo it here, you can see, like, if I zoom in, that the bass growls, these growls come in at every end of the measure. So you have the operator and massive bass, which is what I call the main bass, going, and then the growls coming in. And this is pretty cool because in this song I wanted to try and do kind of like a dubstep complextro-ish thing where I had a main bass and then had another bass sound that was a little bit different come in, so it gave it some variety. So that's one part that I thought was cool from the song. Another thing that I really like in the song is the melody that I used for the song. So originally this melody came from when I played the piano on my keyboard. I was just messing around on my keyboard and I used to play the Albion melody with some chords, and I would just play from one octave, like the regular middle octave, and then go up an octave and go back down, just playing the same melody while the chords stayed the same. And I tried to incorporate as much of that as I could, and the result was what came out in the song. So as you see in the lead, you have this, like the lead goes high but the piano goes low, and the chimes. So you can see the lead goes up an octave, goes down, goes up, goes down, and the piano stays the same, as well as the chime sound, which is pretty cool because I did that with a piano sound. So I wanted the lead to go up and down, but I wanted a piano in the song as well, so I made the piano stay constant because that made it sound consistent with the spacing of all the sounds. And another thing I thought that was cool are these toms. So these toms are actually toms from my buddy Maztense. When we worked on the song Shell Creeper together, we exchanged different samples, and this is one of the samples that he let me use. So I've been using it for most of my songs, even in my newer songs. It's a very common sound that I use to like use before drops. It's really good for that. Another thing that I thought was pretty cool was the double time and half time drums. So if you see here, you see in the kick, you have the kick here more together, and then here it's a little more spacious. So double time is when like the kick is played more within the measure, and then halftime is more like a dubstep beat where it's just a kick and a snare. So to give you an example, double time sounds like this. So this is double time, and this is halftime. So that was pretty cool because I think this is the first song that I started doing the change ups at a higher BPM, because I tried doing it in red alerts before but it didn't come out right, and this is the first time I successfully did it. So that was a pretty cool accomplishment there. And the last thing I want to touch upon actually goes back to the bass sounds. So for this song I used a lot of like distortions and saturators and overdrive. So as you see in this operator sound, I used an amp, I used the ping pong just for effects and reverb, but saturation and amp. And for the massive sound I used overdrive, saturator, and Camel Crusher. I actually don't have Camel Crusher anymore, so this plugin is actually irrelevant, but this was the first song I really used overdrive and saturation to make my sounds a lot more distorted, to have a more gritty feel to the sounds. So that was a pretty cool accomplishment there. And overall, this song was created because I wanted to make like an intro song to the EP that was much like Reaching Halo in the aspect that it had a choir and it was more epic, but at the same time it had like dubstep-ish type parts to it. So that was the main reason why I made the song. And yeah, so this is just a quick behind the scenes video on how Albion was made, and just touching upon like the key important cool parts that I thought were important to this song. There are many more components that I could go into, but I thought I'd just do like a short little video just to show you what the project looked like and some of the cool things that you could do to incorporate into your songs as well. So this is the first behind the scenes video for many songs to come. Let me know what you guys think of this like fast-paced video, or this kind of condensed version of a behind the scenes video touching upon what I thought was cool. If you guys want me to go into more depth into like other videos, and just leave some comments telling me like if you want that, then I can like figure out how to do that. But for right now I'm just gonna stick to this because it's simple and concise and time efficient. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys keep listening to my music, and I hope you guys still keep upping the plays on Albion because that looks cool on my SoundCloud. So thanks guys, and have a good one.